What is up, guys? Today I'm back with another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle video. I know it's been a few days and I apologize. I have started streaming on Twitch. Like I told the people in the stream, I'm not entirely sure how often I will be streaming. I will try to stream mainly on weekends just because it's basically the only free time that I have. I did have a pretty cool team made up with some of the special legendaries that you guys saw in my previous video, but a lot of people were complaining in the stream, "Why are you using 3 legendaries? That's not fair." Just because a Pokemon is legendary does not mean that it's uber. It doesn't mean that it's unfair. They're perfectly fine in OU. A lot of legendaries are actually weak, believe it or not, and can be taken out quite easily if you know how to counter them. So I've switched back my team. I have 1 legendary on my team, for all the people that were complaining about it. So I will be streaming again tonight. You probably won't see this video in time for me to stream, but it will be up probably tomorrow, depending on when I get this done. It's like 8 o'clock now, 7 or 8, so... But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this. I know I'm rambling a little bit, but let's go ahead and get started. Let's get this battle, get this party started. Since this is against a guy named Austin, he's from my stream. I believe his name is Shadow Burnsy1. I could be wrong. But I'm going to go ahead and lead off with Polypube here as he sends out the shiny Aegislash, the very respectable shiny Aegislash. I'm going to go ahead and get my Rain up first turn. I'm just going to go straight for the Scald, try and get a burn on this thing as quickly as possible, because most of them are physical variants. I hardly ever see special variants, so it's always perfectly fine to go for the Scald first turn. He's going to go for the Swords Dance first turn and then go straight for the Shadow Sneak to try and KO me, but unfortunately that is not going to happen. Polypube, I should say Polytoad. I misclicked here. I went for the Ice Beam. I meant to go for another Scald. I misclicked. But that was just a bad play on my part. I could have taken that thing out second turn, but oh well. I'm going to go ahead and send out my shiny Gliscor here, the boop boop boop, ding ding ding. He's going to go ahead and go for another Shadow Sneak. It's going to do a little bit of damage, but not too much here. My Toxic Orb is going to kick in, so I am going to be getting that life back next turn. He's going to go ahead and go for the King Shield on this turn, predicting me to Earthquake. But I do believe I go ahead and set up a substitute predicting that. So my Rain is up, my Poison Heal is kicking in finally. Poison Heal is great because it heals, I'm not sure what the percentage is, but it heals quite a bit more than Leftovers, obviously, as you just saw. So it's definitely nice, and you avoid any other statuses. Sleep, burn, freeze, you ignore all of that while you're poisoned. So, I'm sure you guys knew that, but I'm going to go ahead and go for an Earthquake here as he breaks my sub. I would have liked to have had my sub up as he switches in his next Pokemon, just because I would have been able to get off a free Toxic or a free Earthquake on whatever he decides to switch in. He's going to go out to his shiny Swampert here, looking very nice, very pink, very purpley. He's just going to go straight for the Waterfall, trying to KO me right here. I'm going to go ahead and go for Protect just for one last turn to try and get as much HP back as I can so that I have him for later. I'm going to go on to Hobro because I resist everything that this thing can throw at me. Well, I don't resist everything, but it's not going to hurt Hobro very much at all because she's a Hobro and nothing hurts her except STDs. So I'm going to go ahead and get some HP back with my Leftovers. He's going to withdraw his Swampert here. I do believe that I go straight for the Scald here, trying to get a burn on his Swampert. The Rain boosted, stab boosted Scald isn't going to do squat to this Goodra, but lucky for me I do get the burn. Now the burn isn't going to matter up against the Goodra, but it does help because you get that residual damage every turn. It does. His Leftovers, if I can't remember if he has Leftovers or not. No, he doesn't even have Leftovers. But if you have Leftovers and you are burned, you are not going to be getting the full HP back. He's going to go straight for a Dragon Pulse there. I'm going to go for a Psyshock because it attacks their defensive stat and not their special defensive stat. But unfortunately, it's not going to do enough damage right here. He's going to take a little bit more burn damage here. I do believe that I go for... No, I switch out. I apologize. I thought I went for another Psyshock. I'm going to go on to Edward here just because I resist the Dragon Pulse, and I know that I can roost it away whenever I need to. But this turn he does end up going for the Thunderbolt, so I'm glad I switched out. Thunderbolt on a Hobro would not have been taken very nicely. I'm just going to go ahead and Mega Evolve here. I do believe I go for the Bullet Punch just to take this thing out. There is no point in over-predicting the switch just because of how little health he has. So the Bullet Punch was obviously my safest option here. Unfortunately, he does hit me with the GUI, so my speed is lowered one stage, but on a Caesar, that's not really that much of a problem, as I do have the priority Bullet Punch. Excuse me. He's going to go out into Ninetales here. I know that he's going to either Fire Blast me or Flamethrower me, so I'm definitely going to switch out because I don't want to take a stab, Sun Boosted Fire Blast / Flamethrower. I'm going to go out into Polypube here, get that Rain back up. So his Fire Blast is going to be doing half of what it was normally, and I'm a Water type, so I resist it. So basically, I am set to go. Look how little damage that did. I don't have any special defense investment on this Politoed at all. I do have HP, however, but still, it didn't do enough at all. I'm just going to go ahead and hit him up with that Toxic, just because I was predicting this thing to come back in to absorb either my Hydro Pump, my Scald, or my Ice Beam. So later on in this battle, you will see that that does come in handy quite as well. I just noticed that Swampert looks like he has a little penis sticking out there, but that's his problem, I suppose. He's going to go try and hit me up with an Avalanche right here, but I resist it, and I am defensive, so it's not going to do very much to me at all. Oh, excuse me. We're both going to get leftovers here. He is, however, going to start taking poison damage. The leftovers are going to help a little bit for the first, for the first few turns, but after that, it's just going to start racking up without really any consequence to me. I'm going to go ahead and hit him up with a Psyshock here. It's going to do a decent amount of damage. I should have went for Scald because it's Rain boosted and it's Stab, so it would have been doing quite a bit more. I do believe I go for the Scald this turn, however. Both going to get leftovers here. He's going to take some poison damage. Quite a bit now. It's starting to rack up. He's going to go for another Earthquake. I either go for the Slack Off or the Scald here. No, I go for the Slack Off. Just try and get as much HP back as I can. I do have Regenerator, so if I start to get low and I'm not comfortable going for the Slack Off, I can just switch out, get 33.3% of my health back, and then switch back in, basically. So Hobro is very nice, especially if you can get the Regenerator on it. He's going to go ahead and try and hit me with a Hammer Arm, but I do resist that as I am part Psychic type. I don't think that he knew that, but then again, I couldn't tell you for sure. Here's where I go for the Scald. It's definitely going to kill, definitely with the Stab and the Rain boost, even if it would have been neutral damage. So basically, I'm sitting at a nice 6-4 right now, I believe. Now, I know that this thing has Sucker Punch, so I'm thinking that I can live one. I either switch out or I stay in. I can't remember for sure. But the very nice Shiny Absol is here. Yeah, I stay in here, try and go for the Scald, get a burn on it. He's going to go for the Sucker Punch. It's going to do quite a bit of damage. I'm just trying to get as much damage and possibly get a burn on this thing, but unfortunately I don't. If you see those leftovers go up on your Pokemon, then there is no status afflicted to the opposing Pokemon. But I'm going to go out into Edward here, predicting the... well, I was predicting the Sucker Punch, but he goes for the Play Rough and misses there. So, nice play on my part. He's probably predicting me to stay in and go for the Slack Off. That's why he didn't want to go for Sucker Punch, but... I'm just going to go for the Bullet Punch here. He is going to switch out into his Gliscor. It does a little bit more damage than I was expecting it to, so I'm just going to keep hammering him with these Bullet Punches. And for whatever reason, he has the Sky Uppercut on his Gliscor. I'm not really sure as to why. Earthquake is usually the better option on Gliscor. Here he's just going to go for the Protect so that he can try and get some Poison Heal health back. I'm just going to keep going for Bullet Punches just to try and take this thing out as quickly as I can. Here he's going to go for the Earthquake. It's going to do quite a bit of damage, surprisingly, coming from a glass core, that is. He's going to go ahead and go for another earthquake. I was predicting him to protect or to substitute on that turn, so I went ahead and went for roost. But unfortunately, he went ahead and just went for the earthquake, probably predicting me to go for roost. Now I'm going to go out into my very fabulous Thunderous here. Looking very nice. Trying to go for the HP Ice to take this thing out. He's going to go for Protect and just get as much HP back as he can. I'm going to go ahead and set up a nasty plot because I know that Sky Uppercut isn't going to do very much damage to me at all because I am a flying type and I do resist it even though it's flying fighting. Sky Uppercut, I believe, is a combo stab move. But here I'm just going to go ahead and get up another nasty plot. So now I'm sitting at +4. He's going to go for another Sky Uppercut here. Either predicting me to switch or just try and get as much damage on me as I can. Excuse me. But the HP Ice, unfortunately for him, is going to do quite a bit of damage to him. If you are having trouble with Gliscors, get a special attacking water Pokemon or a special attacking ice Pokemon, and you will be absolutely fine. Trust me. Here I'm going to switch out. I definitely don't want to take a Sucker Punch here, and I'm afraid that he might be faster than me. So I'm going to go out and Infernape here. As predicted, he is going to go for the Sucker Punch. I'm going to go for the Mach Punch just because it's priority, and it's super effective, and it's stab. So it's definitely going to take him out. Now he's going to go out into his Ninetales here, get up the Drought. I'm going to switch out. This is his last Pokemon. I'm just going to switch out. Be that guy. I'm going to ruin his day. Going to go out into Polypube. Make it drizzle, make it rain. You know, get all the money up in the air. Falling from the skies, falling from the stars. He's going to go ahead and hit me with that Fire Blast. It's not going to do anything to me. Like I said, I don't have any special defense investment. He's going to go for the Hex. Unfortunately for him, I do not have any status afflictions on my Politoed right now, so it's not going to be doing too much at all. And the Scald is definitely going to take that Ninetales out, coming from a water stab and rain boosted Scald, so it's definitely going to take him out. But good game, Austin. I will double check with you to make sure that you are from my Twitch stream and you are the moderator. But like I said, guys, I have been streaming on Twitch these past 2 days. I'm about to stream again. You can look more for streams on more on the weekends kind of thing. It's the same thing as my YouTube and my Twitter and my Facebook. It's twitch.tv/HaydenMade'em. Go ahead and check it out and follow on that stream. You'll get an email update whenever I start streaming, and I think you can set up your profile to where you get text messages as well if you would like to do that. But anyways, guys, I hope you all are having a good morning, good evening, good night, whenever you're watching this, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.